Good evening, everybody, and a very warm welcome to Ringwood South. And I'm just trying to sort myself out first before we carry on and get everything together, and then we can carry on with the stream. Hello! No, it's just setting up time, just a couple of minutes early, just to set it up and make sure that everything's all. Hello, Dundee Road, welcome to the stream. Don't worry, it's just to give a couple of minutes for people to sort of join in, and so that's why. Because we always know there's going to be a few stragglers and things, so I just thought what we'll do is just get it going. Hi, Susanna. Oh, you are looking forward to this one. Well, good. So am I actually, because I've done some already, and I've got another load to do, and it's actually quite a fun little. Hi, John Warner. Welcome to the stream. So it's going to be quite a nice sort of fun little project to do. Willow Vale, welcome to the stream, because basically I've had some. Yeah. I've tidied up the flat, especially in case he does, because I know he's going to come up with some awkward stuff, David. He's probably going to ask me some awkward questions, and he's going to put me on the spot like he did last time. Hello, I like transport. Welcome, welcome. Galgam Hall, welcome. Yes, and welcome, Philip Page. Also, welcome. Well, like I said, it started a few minutes early because basically it's I just wanted to get people just sort of say hello, see how people are doing before we move on to this sort of nitty gritty. But like I said, recently I've done a lot of the unsavoury stuff of railway modelling, which is like the bane for a lot of people. Some people like it. Mine's been hi Strathmore Road. Welcome to the stream, and I've been doing electrics and trying to sort them out and split the boards. Hello Gary from Cheeky Tech, welcome to the stream also. So that's kind of been the sort of grueling side that I've been doing a lot on the layout recently, and I haven't even finished it yet. It's going to take a little bit of time, so it's nice to take a break and basically do something a little bit more fun. So I think we've gone 9 o'clock, so I suppose we can make a start. So what we're going to be needing for this little project, actually, I've been a bit... I've forgotten, haven't I? Never mind, it's just a dozy person I am. Right, so the first thing we're going to need for this little project is a stick up, and that's PVA glue. Oh, wicked, I like transport. I look forward to seeing how you develop with yours. And Strathmore Road, I guess you've been doing a lot. Hi, Cheryl Henley, welcome to the stream. So the first thing we're going to need is, yes, some PVA glue. We're going to need some hairspray, which is, I haven't got much of this left because I've been, giving it a go already. I've also got, there's two products from Woodland Scenics that I've been using. One is this fine leaf foliage stuff that I've been using, which is actually incredible stuff. I was introduced to this by a friend of mine who does different type of modelling. And Norbert Hall, welcome to the stream. Thank you for joining me from Germany. And basically, she had this. She said, "Well, I'm not going to use this. If you want it, then obviously it'd probably be more use to you." And so she gave me this for nothing. And this was some time back. And I've enjoyed working with this stuff. It is fantastic stuff. So that's one of the products that I probably won't be working with this tonight, but I will show you what's in it, and I'll also show you how I've used it on the layout probably. Otherwise, just remind me, because I can be a bit forgetful. The main crux of this layout is in this box. This stream, I should say, is in the box. Hello, Alan. A belated happy birthday for last week. Everyone wish Alan a happy birthday. It was his birthday last week, so everyone wish Alan a happy birthday. He's just got himself a nice Midland Pullman. I saw that this evening just before I came on air. So that looks very nice and splendid. So I've already opened it, but this is realistic tree kit. And if I show you what, because there's different types that you can get. This one is a pack of 14 deciduous trees. But you can get pines, you can get small ones, you can get tall ones, you can get short ones, and so therefore there's quite a few to get through. And basically, I will show you what you get in this bag. I haven't even opened yet. You get a mixture of foliage. That's one bag of foliage, and I've also got some other foliage, which is I think this one here is a medium green, and this one here is a light green, and I've been using both as a mixture. So I'm just going to put that to one side for the minute. And that, I'm probably not going to use that one either. Right, so, and I'm not going to use that either. So when you get this pack and you open it up, you get that foliage all bagged up and everything like that, but you also get these armatures like that, and that's how they come. They come like one-dimensional, flat packed like that. And this is how I've kind of spread a few out. As you can see, they've been spread out. You twist it and you manipulate them. And then, like I said, I've done a few already. And I'll show you one that I've got here just sitting on the layout, which I've done earlier. And that's one that I did earlier. So that's how they roughly look like. Some have been adopted from Beringer that I brought over, and those ones I weren't really impressed with, but they were the same ones. They were just the bigger ones, but I just didn't do them very well. And as you guys know, as you get into your kind of modelling career, as it were, if that's the right word for it, you know, your skills kind of improve. And I kind of learnt from my first batch that I did at Beringer what to do in my second batch here at Ringwood South. But it's nice to see that I've adopted some trees from Beringer over to Ringwood South. Yeah, that's a little blue pig. So that's kind of, this is the light green. I'll show you, actually, let me show you the two. So this is the bigger one. So you've got the small one and you've got the bigger one. So the one on this one here is the light green, and the one on here is the medium green. No, I didn't actually. There's no makeup brushes involved in this one. No, Sean. Not on this. Not this time. So yeah. So let me just put that back on the layout for a minute. I've got some bigger ones. Like I said, the bigger ones came from. Yeah, I mean, it's the thing is with railway modelling is it's always about have a go. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to have a go. What's the worst that can happen, eh? That's how I was always told. What's the worst that can happen? Right, what we're going to do is I'm going to tip this one. So one of the things that I like to, I'm going to try and see if we can, careful this, I'm going to try and put the camera down, but it might explode somewhere, so bear with me if it does, okay? So I've had this happen to me a few times before. Right, let's see. I think we're all good. Right, we all happy with that view? Hello, Scott Malcolm, welcome to the stream. Right, so what I like to do on this one is, as you can see, this is my cutting mat here. And basically, on the other side is the side which you've used to see me working on, which is the dirty side. So it's quite a good idea for this little project to have a nice clean No problem. See you later. Basically, it's quite a good idea to have a nice a nice clean surface to start from, because what's going to happen as you do this, there's going to be bits and pieces of foliage just falling over the cutting mat. It's just inevitable, and it will happen. So what you want is a nice clean surface. So basically, you can then pick it up and reuse it. If you've got a dirty surface and you've got bits and pieces on it or whatever, then obviously you contaminate the foliage and all the rest of it. So it's quite a good idea. I mean, this is just from my point of view. I mean, it's just have a good clean surface. So I'm not going to start with these ones yet, because these are the ones that I've already sort of bent already, ready to take the foliage. So what we'll start off with, so I'll show you from scratch, is the one that you get, the one-dimensional one that you get here. So let's just throw that bag to one side. I don't know if I'm going to do all of them today, and we'll see how we go. So first, you just twist the base off. So you've got two bits, and then you twist it again. You get rid of that, and then all you do then is bung it in the hole. That is the technical term for it. You bung the tree in the hole in the base. And then what you do then is you start manipulating this one-dimensional. As you can see, it's very one-dimensional. Then you start manipulating it and you start twisting it around and playing with it. And when I first did this, I was a bit worried about doing it because I thought I was just going to snap them all off. But as it turns out, you bend them any which way you want. There's no science to it or anything whatsoever. You just kind of twist it, bend it, however you want to do it. Whatever you think looks right. So that same one that was one-dimensional. Thank you, Willow Vale. Thank you for the comment. So that's how you got. So now it's gone from a one-dimensional stick to what looks like a tree. So the sizes, John Warner wants to know the sizes. Right, give me 1 second. On this particular bag, it says between 3 to 5 inches, which is 7.62 centimetres to 12.7 centimetres. And this is a bag of 14 deciduous trees by Woodland Scenics. And the item number is TR1102. Now, like I said, you can get pines if you're doing... I don't like buying pines because I tend to think pines are more for American layouts. I could be wrong, but I find these deciduous trees better. And I've used them before. You can get bigger packs where you can get bigger trees, but you get less of them. And again, we're just going to do another one. And again, you just bung it in the hole. And then you just simply manipulate the branches any which way you want. Doesn't matter which way you do it, you just keep playing around with it till you get a shape. All right, okay. Well, anyway, the sizes I've now given you anyway. So if anyone else, and the item number is there. Sometimes it's difficult when you see them in a bag and they're flat and they're one-dimensional to work out how they're going to look. So this is just another one that I've just quickly done. So it's very easy, it's very quick. It doesn't take very long. So that's it. Right, so I'm not going to bother with these ones for the minute because we've got a few here that we can play around with. So we'll move on to the next one in case people haven't got too much time. Do the little fingers bend. Yeah, they do. It takes a little bit of manipulating, but you can bend them like that, as you can probably, I don't know if you can see it. It's probably hard to tell, but you can. So you don't need to worry about... Yeah, it's all very extremely flexible. It's just, like I said, at first, if you've never used these before, you are a bit bit kind of like, oh, if I bend it, is it just going to go and you're just going to snap it all off? But right, so next job is I'm going to throw these to one side for a minute. We're just going to work on these for tonight. I'll do the rest later on or tomorrow, but at least you'll have a rough idea. So now this is just cheap, cheerful PVA glue. Like I said, this has just come from Poundland, nothing special. And I also have a paintbrush to hand. And then I probably won't need that anymore. And then I'll have my box where I've got my two, one's the medium green and one's the light green. And you can do it any which way you want. You can mix the colours up, or you can just do single colours. I tend to do single colours per tree. And then all I'm doing on this bit is I'm now painting the branches. The pack I bought Strathmore Road was £17. This bag I bought was £17 for 14 deciduous trees, which I thought was pretty good. And the only thing you don't get with the kit is you don't get the PVA. That's the only thing that you have to buy separately, is the PVA to go with it. But I guess modelers have probably got like stockpiles of them, so you've probably got all this to hand already, to be honest, through other projects. You know, you've probably like maybe built something or laid some ballast down and you've used PVA, so you've probably got some PVA knocking around. It doesn't matter what type of PVA you use, it all works. And I've now just paint it all up in a coat of PVA. Not the whole thing, just the branches. The actual stem you just leave alone. But right, so that's what I've got so far. Now, I don't know if this is how well this is going to show, but basically I've coated all the branches now in PVA and it all looks quite gooey and icky. Hello Napton Hill Model Railway, welcome to the stream. So that's what you've got. So now here comes the fun bit. So I'm going to take I've got my box here, and on this occasion I'm just going to use the medium green. And you can see that there's bits here already. I tend to start from the bottom, and the reason why I start from the bottom is because it's easy. As you can see, there's a little bit of foliage there. It's easier to poke the foliage into the little fingers first at the bottom, then do the top and then do the bottom, so it's easier to do those ones first, but that's just how I work. Hi Napton, yes, I did say hello, I'm sure I did. Now some of these bits of foliage can be quite cumbersome. You can feel it. They feel like a ball, or quite. And these are the ones that you use like for the top. I actually got my trees from my local model shop, and basically it's in Basingstoke. But you can probably just as easily find. I mean, these are readily available. I mean, whether you get them through eBay or whether you get them through your local model shop or whatever. Now this bit here is quite a big clumpy bit, and so that's going to be quite difficult to break down. So sometimes what I do with those is I use those to make big chunks, which I'll probably show you. That one, just like I said, as you're doing this, you'll find that bits are just going to fall off and onto the, as you can see. But that's why it's good just to work on a clean surface, because you could just pick this all up and then shove it back on the tree. And then whatever sticks, sticks. Have we got, oh, he is. Oh God, he's not too late for a change. Welcome, Richard. So as you can see, I don't know if you can see all these little clumpy bits all dotted around my little workspace here, but that's all good. Now you can see here I've got two bits. I don't know if you can. Let's see if it shows up. I've got two bits here pretty much together, and what I can do is I can put a big clumpy bit there to span it across. So you've got a real big bit there. But like I said, this is all open to interpretation. I found through the second time of doing this, less is more. On my big ones that I did over at Beringer, I found that by using big pieces, it constantly just fell off the tree. None of it would stick. By doing smaller bits, it does tend to stick better. Hello, Steam All the Railways. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, you can. Yeah, exactly, David. It's entirely up to yourself. I might do that with some of them. It really doesn't make a difference, to be honest, in terms of it's entirely your kind of call as to how you go about doing this. You don't necessarily have to do it what I'm doing. All I'm doing is basically sort of showing you how it works, or how to do, or how I do it, and then obviously you can then refine it to suit your needs, whether you mix and match or whether you go for all for one color. So, and eventually you end up nearly there, nearly there on this tree. Okay, so as you can see, that's a bit fallen off there, but essentially we have a tree. Yeah, yeah, I know. I mean, this is just how I like doing it, to be honest. I might have a go in a minute and mixing it. Right, so I've now done that. So now what I do now is get the hairspray. Oh, no, I know I knew I was a bit low, so that's now given a bit of a coating of hairspray, and now I just put that to one side. And that tree is now done, and I'll leave that to go off. Right, so that's that one over there, that one's out of the way. Right, so now that's one of the bigger ones, so we'll kind of actually, the hairspray that I use is really good stuff, actually, because I use it for my wigs and some of the drag stuff that I've done before, and it really doesn't go anywhere. So again, once again, we're just painting it all on. So hopefully by the end of tonight, those of you who are interested in doing this will see I've probably done about 4 or 5 trees. You'll see just exactly sort of routine into it. What I was doing this afternoon when I was doing it basically was had some YouTube going on in the background, or some music or something like that, and then you've just got something going on in the background. Now as you kind of get into the glue, you'll find that the glue is going to start going more and more tacky because it's been sitting there for a little while. But that's actually just as well, really, because it probably helps with it to stick better. I'm just going to adjust those. Right, so that's that. Right, I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. Oh, right, now I put my old trousers on just because. Right, so again we've got some. Yeah, now see down that bit, you can feel some of the bits that you pull out. You'll see that they're quite solid, and those are the big bits. And then you've got the other little bits which just flake off and fall off. And like I said, it doesn't matter how you do it, but like I said, I always start from the bottom. I'm going to mix and match this one, as David suggested. David Atkins, that is. And we'll see what other bits fall off. See that bit? So, yeah, you can paint trunks. I mean, at the end of the day, it's like anything. It's entirely up to yourself how far you want to go with these things. You know, whether you just want to put the trees on and just bung it on the layout, or whether you just rather buy them and then stick them on the layout, or whether you want to go the whole hog and actually paint all the trunks. And, you know, it depends really how far you want to take it. It's actually quite therapeutic, this is. I quite enjoy doing this. This is, I mean, like I said, all week I've been on and off mixing my electrics with doing scenic work on the layout, just to try and vary it, because I really don't like doing the electrics. And this is a very nice little kind of therapeutic thing that you can do, just sitting around watching YouTube, or like I said, listening to music or whatever it is in the background. And you can just do this whilst, you know, or you're watching Corrie or something like that, I don't know, or EastEnders, one of those lot. You know, you can just watch it and you just sit there and you just have a go. Now, this is quite a big bit, so some of this actually reminds me, it's like a bit like a barbecue. Hello 2448 Toy Man. It's like you're putting the meat and all the bits on the skewers. It's kind of a bit like that, really. You kind of really just putting all of this just onto the skewers and letting it stick as you thread it in. And like I said, it's quite good to work in a clean way for this project, just because, so if like any of this has fallen off, like you can see here, you just pick it up and just carry on. Yeah, I'm enjoying it, to be honest, Willow Vale, and I'm enjoying you guys' company, and, you know, chatting to you guys about it. And, you know, at the end of the day, this is actually better this time round than when I did it over at Beringer, I have to confess, because the first time I did it, I really kind of didn't really I messed it up a bit, because I literally was getting really frustrated with it because I didn't understand it, because I just literally tried to throw it all on, and then it, you know, none of it stuck, and then in the end I just kind of bodged it, and I salvaged all the good ones that I had. But now I understand, and actually I prefer this look that I'm doing now. Right, so this is another one, and this is just kind of like a mix and match one that David Atkins suggested. And again, right, so that's that one done. That can just stay to one side. Oh, so you can really kind of, thank you, John. Right, yes, I'm always grateful for I like doing this live, to be honest, because I just think sometimes it's like, sometimes people ask, oh, how'd you do this and how'd you do that, and can you tell me which shot? Sometimes it's easier to do it and say things and ask in real time, because then you have a better understanding. And in that way, if there's something that I'm doing that you don't understand or you want to understand, yeah, well, my makeup bag is actually quite not too bad, Richard, actually. That's because you're getting like a celebrity now, so it's all those public appearances, so you need to look your best. Now some people are getting too big for YouTube now. It's like, you know. Yeah, I've actually got a makeup brush to clean my locos, because they're really soft and they're really good to clean locos. So again, this is one of the bigger ones. You need a stunt double. You got anyone in mind? I need to concentrate on what I'm doing because you guys are making me laugh. But the other thing is, just to point out, don't worry if some of this glue looks like it's running down or dripping down because obviously, as all of you know, once PVA dries, it will dry clear anyway, so it doesn't, it really, really, really doesn't matter if it runs down. In fact, it's quite good because it's just, the glue actually gets better as you leave it because it goes more and more tacky because it's been sitting out. In the beginning, obviously, you've just used it, so it doesn't look, it's a bit too runny, but as it starts to go off, it's actually quite good to work with. Right, so that's another one. Right. Anyone want to see a particular colour or anything like that, or are we just going to go for another mix and match? See, see, now this is another big clumpy bit here that I've got in my hand. So what I'll do is, you see, I don't know if you can see it. You see these two that look like two fingers prodding out. Now I'll show you what you can do with that. If you just close them up a bit, you can use one of these big clumps to span the two. So you've got like a nice big bit there if you want. Blue, please. What's this? The Smurfs. Isn't it? Smurfs were blue, weren't they? Face the wall. Isn't that what we used to do? That's what happened when I got in trouble at school. Got told to face the wall. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this one as my last one because then I can then stop it and I'll show you in what context I'm doing it. And then Smurftastic, that was it. That was brilliant, that was. Yeah, see, showing me age now. Good old Smurfs, I remember watching that. I bet you Smurfette was quite busy. She's been the only girl there. Galgum, have you tried adding coloured scatter? Actually, no, I haven't. But there is a chap on here on YouTube, and I can't remember for the life of me what his name is. And some of you might be able to help me. I think his layout's called Dearsley, and he bought some really cheap ones from China. I think he got a bag of 100 or whatever it is that you get from China. And he did an absolute fantastic job of adding flock and all sorts of things to it. And these cheap nasty trees that you get from China looked absolutely amazing by the time he finished with them. That's it, David Hyde. That's exactly right. So yeah, if you get a chance to check out his layout, it's actually got a lot of character. I love that layout. It's a lot of character. Did you see David Atkins? Did you see his video on the trees that he did on the yeah on his trees that he did the flocking on them? Yeah, he is a fantastic modeler. Definitely, definitely, highly recommended. He is. Yeah, he did. He, like I said, he did a really fantastic job. I bought these trees mainly because of the fact that they are actually readily available. So it wasn't particularly because of any other reason than that. Really, I didn't sort of go because I was seeing what you can buy ready-made, and I've got some ready-made stuff on the layout from Behringer, and I'll show you those ones. Yeah, he's like I said, David Hyde's a great modeler. Yeah, he's got a his layout's very. There's a lot of atmosphere and a lot of character in his layout, and I love layouts like that. All right, so we've got. As you can see, look, there's some like running down the stem, but don't worry about it. Like I said, once it all dries, well, you might be able to use a bit of scatter just to wipe it off, and then you can use that as glue to glue it onto another stem. Oh, yeah, it's just kind of gone a bit kind of. Right, so there's that one. We'll see what sticks. Right, okay, so I've done 3 trees, so hopefully, are you guys all happy with what I've been doing and understand the methods I've been doing? Or do you need me to show you again or ask any questions? Let me just give this one a bit of a sprinkle. There you go. Nice little dusting of hairspray. Right. So, what we'll do is I will show you all 3 together here. What I'll do is I'll put these 3 that I've done at the back, and then we'll show you. So we've got these 2, so we'll sort of show you. Where's the other armatures? So there you go. So those are the sort of 3 processes that you have. So obviously we've got these 2 at the front, which is like the flat pieces. When you open the packet, this is how you get them. Thank you, Cheeky Tech. Thank you, Cheryl Galgorn, and everybody else who's kindly commented. So that's how you start with a 1-dimensional tree from the bag. Then you move on to twisting and fettling and until you get a shape that you like. And then we move Philip Page, boom. And then we have the actual finished kind of what we've done so far. Now obviously you'll probably still see whilst it's drying, you'll see that it's all going off and it's all kind of looking a bit, but once it dries it will dry really well. So I'm now going to sort of take you off the stand and I'm going to show you the rest of the trees on the layout, and I'm going to inadvertently have to give you a layout update because a lot has changed, and you'll notice that as soon as I start showing you the trees. So we'll go there. So I'm just going to move these trees out of the way. I'm then going to sort of take you off the stand. Right, I'm going to spin you round. Okie dokie. Right, so here is my layout. And as you can see, these trees here are all from Behringer. Well, now you can try, David. You can try bunging it in the hole now. You have my permission. Yes, here we go. Here's all the tree jokes. Did anyone hear of that company called, those tree surgeons called Tree Wise Men? Boom, there's that one's for free. Those videos. Oh, okay, fine. So these ones here have come from Behringer. These are the bigger ones, and these are the 7 centimeters. I think they are. So as you can see on these ones, these are the ones I've done this morning from the same bag. These ones, and then these are the ones. So you can see the height difference. So this is 7 centimeters, and then these are between the 3.5 and the 5. And the reason I bought it was to try and blend this in and try and hide this corner. I might as well give you a bit of an update whilst I'm here. Right, these 3 trees at the back, were bought as they were. So these were literally just like lollipop trees. You just took them out of the packet and drill the hole and just, I said, bung them in the hole. And so I've now done this kind of bridge here. Oh, here we go. Gonna turn over to a new leaf. Well done, Cheryl. So what I've done is try to make it a bit more heritage. So this is kind of like some curbstones. I haven't finished it, but this is how I started doing this a little bit. But like I said, these trees that will come out of a box. Now I'm going to take you over to the other side of the layout, which, bear with me a minute, because right, I'm going over here now. Right. You're barking up the wrong tree. Right. Anyone else? Oh, what have I started here? So, the fine leaf foliage, that is what that is. You can make trees out of the fine leaf foliage and break them up. This is the scouring pads for the hedges, which I've showed you. But I'm going to use the fine leaf foliage to cover that to make that more realistic. But that's just the base of it. And I've done that all along my modular bit. We've got some more trees. These ones have also come from Behringer. And that was basically to kind of disguise the back end of the bus to make it come around the corner, as it were. Branch lining, oh, Jesus. Well done, Cheeky Tech. Nice bit of bush, yeah. Well, yeah. Well, I don't know. I'm not even going to elaborate there because this is what, are we before the watershed or after? And I've got some here, but I might, because I've got some more trees that I have to do. So depending on how that goes, I might try and spread them out a bit more. Now here, I've also done the old scourer technique and done this and over there. Now this is something from Alan, for Alan over at Dragon Junction. Are you still with me, Alan? Because this was the Mirko fuel tank, which you were thinking of getting rid of. So I just thought, here's another idea that you might be able to do. I've basically resprayed this completely so it doesn't distinguish it to any period as such. This is just to sort of make it plain and simple. It's got basically the same colour paint as on the roof of the 73. So when I was saying before about doing, yeah, my comedy hour. Yeah, oh good, Drake, Alan, right. Yeah, so if you want, you can do something like that if you want to keep it and try and do something with it. Because I didn't like the Mirko one because I just thought it stood out too much. Thank you, thank you. So Alan, so I've done this in aluminium at the top, and the main colour is like a grey. But yeah, so I've done all that as a base. Now the issues that I not the issues that I've been having, but the main points that I've been doing is all these metal joins. And this is what's taking the time because there's so many breaks between the boards. It takes absolutely forever to solder it all. Yeah, so it's really that's what's taking the time. So right, let's just back. Oh, I've just lost the box, which is fine, and I'm just going to pop you back onto. Here we go. Thank you, Richard. Right, I'm just going to spin you around, so you might get a close up of my face. If you don't want to see it, look away now. Right, let's see if I can pop you off onto the. Right. Please do not blow up on me. Right, there we go. Ooh, ooh. Right, let's go a bit higher. It's a bit like Bruce's Price is Right, innit? Right, there we go. Right. Right, so that is basically where we're at. So let me show you this fine leaf foliage. So that's what this is. Don't worry about these bags here. Are just bags of turf and stuff. But basically, the fine leaf foliage looks like that, and you can see how much I've used it. You get a whole box of it, and you can do all sorts of it. Like here, it's like you can have like a little branch, just poke it in. Well, yeah. Well, here you go. It's a bit me and holes tonight. Yeah, so you could just pop that in, and it just looks like a nice little branch. It just looks a nice little tree, just growing, just starting life out. So you can use these kind of, and you can also break these things up. So you can have big bits and small bits, and this is another bit. You can probably use that as a bush and all the rest of it, just like on the floor. You've got other bits and pieces. You've got another little stick there, and you can spread them and break it off and use it that way. So that's also woodland scenics as well. So we're coming up to, I think, probably about 45 minutes we've been running. Thank you, Scott. Yeah, it's I don't know. I guess I must have learnt something from Behringer, because, like I said, I really didn't get it right. And to be honest with you, I actually, once I did the first one, and I was really careful with the first one, I actually thought to myself, actually, this is one of those where the saying "less is more" is actually appropriate. I'll show you again, because you can see right through the tree. It isn't overly. It's a nice shape and it's a nice size. And I'll start putting them on the layout, and hopefully, like I said, I've already put some on it already, but hopefully you agree that. They just keep on coming. All the tree jokes keep on coming. So yes, so hopefully you'll agree that it's all come out well. This one's another mixed one. I don't know if you can tell that it's mixed. Yeah, you can see actually. You can see there's a difference between the two. So yeah. So ladies and gentlemen, that is it for tonight's stream. And oh, too much info, Gary. Yeah, well, Richard, it's all about having a go. Um, you know, and that's what I'm going to say. Hashtag have a go. That's it. You know. Thank you, Paul from Galgon Hall, and I do love your work that you're doing as well. Whether this makes it to an exhibition, who knows? But in the meantime, I enjoy making things. I enjoy using the layout and running it. I'm sorry, there still isn't any trains running, but a lot of it is, like I said, to do with electrics and me trying to sort them all out. Um, thank you, Anthony from Strathmore. Thank you. So, good night, everybody, and thank you for joining in tonight. I've had immense fun as always with you guys, and I've loved every minute of it. And it's just so brilliant to have you on board and joining me tonight. So I hope you guys have learnt something, and I've just enjoyed your company whilst doing something I enjoy doing, and hopefully that comes across. And until the next time, it's bye from Ringwood South. Bye bye from Ringwood South.